Now, before we start on this, we're going to wipe some of this back off. Bob Ross's Liquid Clear, it works really good at making your canvas slip. And if you have very much on it, it'll cause your paint to slide. So you don't want your canvas to be too slick. Alright. Now, one thing that I did do since the video that we made with this, if you go back and watch that video, I did go in and spend a little while putting some additional branches and stuff on these trees. I didn't do that on the video simply because I could do it on the video if somebody wanted to see how to do it, but not very exciting to watch, really. Alright, so we just kind of spread the paint out here on the palette and we'll get busy. And I don't think I want to use that one yet, quite yet. So we'll go back to the 1-inch brush again. Start off with a little bit of... Now when you do this, you want the paint to be really pretty thin. Not thin, that's not the right word. You don't want to put a lot of paint on here. So it's a good idea, before you start brushing it on, to kind of wipe it off on a paper towel after you put it in your brush. You can see it goes a long way, long way. Maybe one more. Now, Painting with Yolette is on YouTube, so you should check her out. She's got some pretty good videos on there. She really does. She's quite an artist and a really good teacher. So. We'll carry some of this out just a little bit, not too far. Just let it get a little bit darker, a little bit darker. I think I will use a little bit of... I'll put just a little bit of yellow ochre around that. So let me put some here on the palette. I don't really need too much of that either. I'm not going to need a whole lot of... Well, we're doing this glazing part of this too much at all. So you can see here on the paper towel, I'm just kind of wiping this back off. I'm kind of loading the brush on the edges and then just kind of wiping it on this towel. Hey, Chris. Tell you what, let's, I hadn't really planned on doing this, but I think I'll add just a smidgen of alizarin crimson into this scene. Before I do that and clean the brush, let's go back here with this Indian yellow. Let's just come down in here just a little bit. And just kind of put a little bit of that yellow into the stream. A little bit. Just a little bit, not much. We'll put some more oils over the top of this. Alright. Now I'm just going to pick up a little bit of alizarin crimson on my brush. And then again, I'll wipe this back out. Hey, Jim and Debbie Smith. Hey, Rosemary. Yeah, I didn't really get enough. Let's try again. Pick up a little bit more. Yeah. Still haven't cleaned the brush yet, so kind of blend, let these colors blend together a little bit. Yvette might actually join us a little later. I know she was traveling this weekend, so she may not. But... If you have any questions, just throw them up there. Hey, Sissy. Just look at the lizard and kind of drift off into there. Now I am going to clean the brush, and then we'll come back with some Phthalo Blue. So hang on just a second. As Bob would say, we'll just beat the devil out of it. All right, let's pick up some Phthalo Blue. And my paper towels, if I can reach them. Yeah. I just want to kind of darken this corner just a little bit, each corner. And bring some down in here into the stream as well. All right. Now we're going to blend this out, so clean my brush. So I think this week sometime, hopefully, I'll get a chance to paint a couple Halloween scenes. I got the canvases prepared for that. Let me move a few things around here on the table real quick. Let's do a bit of blending real quick, and then we'll start filling this landscape in. So I'm just going to start right here in the middle. I'm just going to use a 1-inch brush. It's clean. I was using. I'm just not cleaning. Just clean it. I'm going to kind of use a little bit of a circular stroke this way and that. So I'm not always going circular. Sometimes, I am always going circular, but sometimes I'm going one direction, and then turn around and go in the other direction. Just kind of seems to get the brush strokes out pretty well. Now there's a lot of tree branches and stuff on this now that weren't on the original video. A lot of that will get covered up. So, you know, if you paint something like this, you might want to ask yourself if you really want to do all that. I'll tell you, because it's going to get hidden. The reason I do it, I don't know if it was Nick Hankins that I was watching or Bob Ross. Anyway, somebody, might have been Marion Dutton. Somebody I was watching was talking about the fact about, I know we just painted over something we just put down, but we know it's back there. And so, you know, that's the same way with me. That kind of gives me the idea of what's really back in the forest, all the way back in the forest. Then, you know, I can paint forward as if I had walked back there, so. All right. Let's see. Let's work on the. Let's put some tree stuff in here first. So let's get. I think I'll use a bit of. Believe it or not, I'm going to put a little bit of mountain mixture up here on the palette. Just because it's got red and blue in it. And a little tad of brown. And I'll put a little Van Dyke brown in with that anyway. Excuse me. And we're just opening a new tube of sap green, so where did it go? So we'll mix a little sap green in here too. Then we've got some yellow on the easel. On the palette. Well, I'm getting tongue-tied today, but I certainly am. Alright, so hang on, let me just mix up this color. Don't need a lot of this color either, but I do need it. So when you're mixing your paint, make sure you turn it over a couple times. Get it thoroughly mixed, unless you're trying to create a marble for like mountains and stuff. It works pretty good. Alright, you know what? I think I'm going to switch brushes this time. Switch to an oval brush. I like the oval brush for making tree branches. So let's just let's start here in the middle. We'll just kind of start to put the darks in. Let some of that light shine through. Now, I use my tree branches to kind of give me some ideas about where I'm going to put my darks, but you know, you're not going to see all of your tree branches, so it doesn't really matter too much. Because if you look at trees, you'll see that, you know, there's leaves everywhere anyway, so whether you can see the branches or not. So you can see the oval brush, it makes this nice little round. You can do that with a 1-inch brush or a 2-inch brush as well. You don't have to do it with an oval brush, but the oval brush just has a nice little shape to it. I kind of like that. Oh, there's my wife. Hi, honey. My wife, there's Wendy. That's my wife, everybody. You don't see her on here very often. She's traveling this week. We've been missing her, so I'm glad that she gets to see me on here doing my little painting. Alright. She'll be home tomorrow. The world will be back to normal. All y'all say hello to her. She's like every good thing about me. Okay, so I'm just going to add a little bit of cad yellow to the palette this time. And you know what? I have to decide. I think we'll just use some linseed oil to thin this. I could use a liquid white, but I don't really want to dilute this color at all. So I'm just pouring that like on the side. I know you guys can't see the palette, but I'm just kind of pouring it on the side of the palette. Alright, so the brush is clean and it's nice and dry. Let me pull this paint out. Okay. Alright. So just kind of pull the cad yellow out a little bit. Pick up just a tad of that linseed oil. Don't want too much now, make your paint run. A little bit of green, mix it up with some yellow. I'll start putting some highlights in here. Not quite yellow enough for me, anyway. Alright, that's pretty good. Now we're just going to kind of move to this side and let it get darker, darker, darker as we go, because we don't want to, so I'm not cleaning the brush out when I'm picking up more paint. I'm just kind of letting that darkness pick up in the brush from the darker color we first put in. Remember, our light source is right here, right? So alright, now let's use some of that dark color we picked up before. I think I'll switch back to a 1-inch brush for that part though. Alright, so we'll put some bushes in here. We're not going to put them all in right away. I don't really want to do that. Close up of the bottom, like right here. George? Michelle? Like, is that what you're talking about? There's a delay, so there's kind of a lag, so I'm just waiting for you to answer. Sure. Hang on. Can you see it, or is it picking up too much glare? It's just rocks, just acrylics. An acrylic, but we'll add some more stones to it here in a little bit. Some oil painted stones too. All right, so we're switching back to the 1-inch brush. Picking up a little bit of everything, a little bit of green, just some dark. And we'll kind of start. Let's start right here. That's not doing it for me. I don't like that enough. I don't like that enough. Let's try it some more. Hang on a second. All right. Now let's try it. Black and white, gray and white, brown and gray, brown and light. A little bit of what else? Some brown and black ones on there. It's a sort of variety of different colors. Alright, so we're just kind of punching in some dark color for this land, these bushes and stuff. Alright, that looks pretty good. Let's do the other side. So we're just kind of creating, like, you'll notice at the edge of this brush, see how it's kind of it's bent over? We call it I don't know, dog tail, dog ear. Anyway, I don't know what they call it, but that little curve, you push that in on the top and just let the bristles do their thing. All right, let's get some dark in there. So that kind of sets a little bit of a boundary of where I want that to go. But wait, there's more. Alright. So let's put a little bit of a cliff. I want to build, so what we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit of a cliff side in here, maybe some more bushes on each side, and then we're going to have a little waterfall in here running into this stream. So what do we want to do that with? Let's do it with some, we're going to do it with some dark sienna. If you don't have dark sienna, use burnt sienna. Well, it's a little bit darker, but it's not too bad. Alright, now you're not going to be able to see this, made like brown probably when I first put it on here. What we're doing is we're just creating a little edge of paint. We're just going to kind of come up here, start laying in the cliff side. You'll be able to see it when we start to highlight it here in a second. I can't do much about that. It's just all right. I'll need some titanium white as well. Ooh, a brand new tube of titanium white. Yay. Oh, artists are so easily entertained. Alright, so I'm just going to take this and make kind of a marble mixture, and then that means that the paint's not thoroughly mixed, right? And then when I cut across it, you'll be able to see all those different colors in there? Yeah, that's what you're looking for. So do not put your finger on top of it like this. Keep your fingers on the side, because if you bring the brush in, you'll feel it. You'll feel it when it touches. You'll feel it when the paint touches, and then just bring it down. Just bring it down. and get all of that, all those different colors in there. Alright, so I picked up a lot of that black there that I put up there. Let's clean it off. Reload the knife. Come back over and give it a bit more. There we go. So clean the knife again. And this is a matter of continuing to do that. And if you kind of do this before you do the highlights of the bushes, then you can kind of, you know, bring the bushes a little bit over the top of the rocks a little bit. It comes up kind of nice that way. Alright, so, or you can put the waterfall in. You know, it don't matter. You put the water. You do whatever you like. Put the waterfall in first if you want to. I can't actually remember how Yvette did it. I just remember that there was a waterfall. Now that scraping that you're hearing is not actually the knife. It's actually my fingers, because I'm so close. The blade is so flat, and I'm so close to the edge that my fingers are dragging. It's actually just the skin on my fingers because I don't have any fingernails. I'm just puttering now. Alright, here we go. Hi Pam! How are you today? Alright. Let's see. Let's put, I'll tell you what, let's highlight the bushes first. And my reasoning behind that is when I put the waterfall in, I don't want to have to put the bushes back in over the top of the water, so I could do it that way, but I'm not going to do it that way. So let me clean my knives off here real quick, and then I think I got enough highlight color here. We'll add some more colors as we go along. Alright, so let me just a little bit of that linseed oil. Let's pick up some green. Cad yellow, some Indian yellow, and now I'm using a round brush. You can use a flat brush. You saw me put it on with a flat brush the first time, so you can feel free to do that. So just kind of pick out your bushes. I tend to like to move around because it keeps them a little bit more random for me. It's probably a good idea to, if you're starting to pick up a lot, if when you put the dark color on, if you put it on a little too thick, which you can either rub it off with a towel before you start. That's fine. Or you can you can make your paint a little more thin. That'll help. Or you can just wipe it off with a paper towel. So you can see here, maybe I picked up some dark. Just take it, just wipe it on a paper towel, just like that. Just wipe the loose paint out. And just go right back to what you're doing. And you'll be just fine. You'll be just fine. Alright. Well, we're going to put some bushes along this way too, so we'll just kind of put something across there to start with, and then we'll come back to that. Alright, just put the waterfall in. That'll start to give my idea, make it a little more clear for you guys where we're going with this. So I'm just going to use a fan brush to do that. I could just use a filbert. It works pretty well, but I don't think I will this time. Alright, so I'm just going to come straight across. just kind of follow this stream down a little bit. Just using light strokes back and forth. Now make sure when you're doing this that you keep your strokes horizontal, which I did not. So kind of, there we go. And we can add a little bit of, maybe a little bit more. A little bit running right there. And then we'll just put a little bit of splash in there. And then I'm going to lightly tap it with just the edge of the brush. Just soften it. Same down here when we're writing this other little bitty fall. Just putting some water lines back and forth. Put as many or as few as you want. It's up to you. It's totally up to you. Have any questions? Just let me know. Alright, so I'm just wiping the brush out. Same brush. I'm going to go back over it. This part that I just because I want to soften those lines just a little bit. Just a little bit. There we go. Alright. Okay. Alright. Okay. So at this point, I don't really remember what all Yvette had, so I did not look at the video this week after I started this thing, so we're just going to kind of wing it from here, as usual. Alright, so I'm just wiping my hands off with a baby wipe. If you're an oil painter, there's no easier way to get oil paint off your hands than baby wipes. Alright, so let's see. Let's pick up, let's go back to the 1-inch. Let's go back to the 1-inch brush. I'm going to pick up some of that dark color again. I'm kind of going to just lay some of that in here. I'm going to bring it all the way over here to the stream. Right over into the edge of the stream. Even onto some of those rocks. But I'm keeping the brush horizontal because I'm kind of laying out where I think I'm going to want the landscape. You can just do it like this if you want. You don't have to thump it, but I usually do. And kind of pull that up. That'll give you some extra weeds and stuff there. Alright, let's do the other side real quick. I'm going to have to mix up some more color here in a minute. So you can see we've pretty much glazed over just all the acrylic. Although we're going to put some more stuff in here too. Put some color in. Whatever you want, make sure you put it on there. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't matter. Cleaning the brush here. Paper towels. A paper towel roll. I forgot to bring another first roll down here. These paper towels keep rolling away. Alright, hang on a second. Let me pick them up. They've rolled out of my reach. 1 second. I'll go away. You know how little roll of paper towels can roll so far away. Like gravity is horizontal. Alright. Alright, so we're getting close to the final stages here. Get my microphone clip back on. Alright. Let's start adding some color. I'm gonna need, you know what though, I think let's add a little bit of cad red in here with this while we're going. Just in bits and pieces. We'll do that as we go. Alright, so let's pick up some cad yellow. I'm not one of those guys that puts like a quart of paint down on my palette at one time. Alright, let's go. So I just want to use the edge of this brush. I'm tilting it because I want to use the very top edge of the brush. Alright, that's looking pretty good. Let's do it some more. Some more paint. Can't paint without paint. Just have to keep paint on the brush. And I'm going to put a little bit on this other side before I decide what all I'm going to do here. You see, this paint's going a long way. I'm going to turn this a little bit where you guys can see the brush strokes a little better, maybe. It actually also makes it easier for me to do this side. So we want to leave that dark, some of that dark in there. Dark's our friend, right? It makes everything pop out. I think I want to kind of change this a little bit. Like, a little more like that. So you can see, you can change anything you want. You just move it around. Just move your paint around. A little bit of green with that. So we're just kind of putting this in here, and we'll come back and go with it. Then if you want to make it softer, you just kind of lightly keep tapping it, tap, 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 and it'll get softer and softer. What you don't want to do is just keep adding paint, because then it'll just turn into mud. You just kind of keep tapping it though, and it'll get softer and softer, like that. All right, let's do the same on this side. That's an awful lot of grass. We may have to put some more trees in here. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Hey, Lynn. How are you, dear? On this fine Sunday afternoon. The weather's nice here now. It was freezing this morning, but it's in the 60s now. And alright, let's do a little bit more with some rocks. I mean, I love rocks, so let's let's add a couple things. Let's do a few things here. So this is a brand new shiny number 7 filbert brush. My other number 7 is going to be sent back into scrubbing. It's going to be a scrubber now. All right, so let's see. So it's pretty dark over here on these shoreline pieces, but still can put some more other things in here. So I'm going to double load this brush. Now, if you don't know what that means, I'll show you in just a second. So don't go away. All right. There we go. I'm going to do a little bit more. All right. So on one side of this brush, I have dark. On this side, I have white. So with the white side up, we come in on the edge here, right here on the edge of the creek. And we're just going to put a couple of stones. I just want to show you how this is going to work. And then we'll come back to it. So we got a few. He's picked up a little bit more white. So we got a few up here. We're just where the light kind of shines through. We just want to kind of brighten some of those. Not too much. Don't want to get too carried away. So we're just putting the oils in right over the top. All right. Now I want to scrub in. I think I'll do that. I could do this with a brush, but I think I'll do it with a knife. I'm going to pick up some of this darker color we created earlier. Yeah, it needs to be well. All right, let's try this. We're just going to kind of scrub in some landscape. Some shoreline here. Alright. And then let's slap a little highlight on that. See if I like that. If I don't, we'll change it. Alright. Put some shoreline. A little bit of shoreline. Right in here. We could put a little bit up here if we wanted to, I guess. I don't really want to do a lot with this, except maybe just kind of put a little bit of like that, maybe. Not too much. Just a little bit, just to kind of insinuate that it's there. All right, now let's go back to this. Pick up some dark, pick up some light. Come in here right on the landscape we just put in. We're just going to kind of... First, we're going to make sure our brush is turned up right. There we go. And we'll just kind of... a little bit more dark than that. Try it again. There we go. Just kind of throw some rocks in here. Maybe put a few out here. There's a rocky territory. You can put as many rocks or as few rocks as you want. You know, they're really easy. We're just taking this, pushing it on sideways, and just kind of turning it. Just... Let me know if you need a close-up of that. We'll try to do one. I can't exactly. See, I don't have a cameraman. I'm not like... I certainly am not Bob Ross. All right, so let's see. Put a few more here, maybe a couple more there. All right. All right. Well, I think I will just put a couple of little water lines in this, and then I think this one will actually be done. So I'm just going to load some paint on the knife. I'm going to thin that out. Well, not thin it, but I'm going to cut down how much is on there. I'm just going to kind of put some... Well, you know what? I'll tell you what. Let's do this. I was telling you about you can change anything you want. So we got like our waterfall here, and it kind of splashes down. Then this little bit of a waterfall right here. So let's just change it a little bit, just to show you that you can do it. One thing to talk about it, another thing to show you how to do it. Alright, so let's, before I put those water lines in, let's do something different. Hang on a second, let me clean the knife back off. Oh, that good paint I just put on there. Alright, so, alright, let's take, let me get a fan brush. They're about the right size fan brush for me. Alright, so let's take I'm just going to take a fan brush here. Little one. What is this? Number, I don't know what number it is. It's little. It's smaller than a 3. Alright, so let's just like, where this line is right here, this little wave right here, let's just take and, first of all, let's put a rock in there. Why not? Okay, let's see. So take some dark color. Where did I say we're going to put it like that? Let's see this, okay. Alright, so I'm just going to kind of put that rock right there, like that. And then let's pick up a little bit of highlight. Maybe like that. Maybe a little bit lighter on the very tip top, like that. Yeah, that's good. Alright, well, that works. Alright, now let's just change it. We'll come around this rock and put a little waterfall right here. Pick up some more paint. A little rock on this side. Put in some splishy splashy around that way. Some splishing. Let's put a little bit extra waterfall right there. Yeah, right there. Just a little splishing. A little splishing and splashing right there. So it's kind of picking up speed. There you go. There's a rock. There's another rock. A waterfall. Man, I'm hoping I'm still live because it looks like the screen's frozen. I hope it's not. Friggin' Facebook. Alright. So, I was going to put some water lines in. Alright, so we'll just put a couple water lines in here. Not too big, not too much. And with that, I think we'll kind of call that done. I could throw another tree or two in there, but I don't really. Hello, Arbor. This thing says it's moving, but my monitor is stuck. Alright, so I'm going to smooth the top of this waterfall over just a little bit. Yeah. Alright. Okay, so that pretty much wraps it up, I reckon, guys. As I say, this is a painting lesson, more or less, that Yvette Bronson did on YouTube, on her channel, Painting with Yvette. I can't say I stuck quite to the plan, but you will see a really good lesson if you check her out there. You'll see it. She's awesome. She teaches some good stuff. So, now I've got another one that I'm going to do a little later in the afternoon. It'll use the same underpainting type principle, but it'll be a different type of painting. It'll be a landscape painting, but it'll be. You know what? I said before. Oh, hi, Yvette. Yvette! I thought I was going to miss you. Yeah, I had to start early. My wife is traveling this week, and so she wanted to see a little bit of me doing this, but it worked out for her. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to come back with these right here, just right here on this edge. I'm going to tap in a little bit of, just a little extra highlight right here. Now you can do that with any kind of brush you want. I'm just doing it with that. I just thought that might work a little better. All right.